Hello, this is Angela McFarlane and you're stamping with aMac. This is one of our cards that we'll have for your make and take at the retreat that we've got coming up, and I'll just take you through how it was made. Thank you to Jackie McGee who designed and prepped this card for me. It's very much appreciated. Jackie used the Peaceful Deer stamp set from the annual catalogue and the coordinating deer builder punch. You can see there's a few bits and pieces. We've got the deer, a little nose and antlers. I'll show you what you will have in your pack. You'll have the base layer and then the second layer which will go on top. You've got the option of ruffling the edges of that before you stick it down. You've got two strips that have been run through the embossing folder. One will go in each direction. You have two stitched squares that you will layer together as well, and I've just layered these together already to save a little bit of time. You will get your little deer, the two antlers, a little red nose, some embellishments, and your greeting as well. So I'll take you through the construction of the card now. So your base is already folded in half, and I always like to work from the bottom up. So I always start on the base and then I stick my next layer down if there's no ribbons or anything getting tied around it. So I'll just use my liquid glue, run around the edges and center that on the card. So we've got enough room for a nice neat border all the way around. Okay, actually I probably shouldn't have stuck that down just yet, but I did, but we can work around that. So with these two strips here, if you wanted to, you could center them on your grid paper, but Jackie's probably gone about 3 centimeters up, so we can stick that down onto there. And I've just used a little bit of double-sided tape for this one. And if it helps to use your grid paper, use that to get it straight. And then this piece here, if we stuck that on first, we could have trimmed it off, but I know this is 10 centimeters, so it's not too late to fix that. Luckily we can fix anything up, so I'll just snip that off at 10 centimeters. I've got my double-sided tape on there already, and we just want to create a little bit of like a rectangular shape there, so we've got enough room to stick our squares and deer on. So make sure that's nice and straight. So we've got that stuck on. Then a little bit of a tip to align your squares. If you've got some grid paper, you can line up your tip when you have this one turned around on in a diamond shape, and then you can use the lines on the grid paper to make sure that's all lined up evenly. So I've just done that before and popped a few dimensionals on top of this layer. Just peel them off, and then I'll center them on my two white lines as best I can. There we go. So I've sort of got that lined up with that one going across, and then we can attach our little deer. But before we do, we need to attach the antlers to it. So what I'll do is put a little bit of Tombow just on the tip of the head there, and take the little antlers and attach them from underneath. So we've got the antlers, so the two little pointy bits are going towards each other. So it's up to you how close you want the antlers. I'll just attach them there. So when you use your liquid glue, you've got a little bit of wiggle room as well to play with. I'll just move that so you can see. Whoops, my little antler's fallen off. Just apply a little bit of pressure, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll be able to attach my little deer to the card now. So I'll just pop a bit of liquid glue over the deer. I'm not putting too much on the legs because some of them will be poking over the edge anyway. So we can just position that wherever you would like it. If we turn him around there that way a little bit, then his antlers are more on the white section, so you can see them a little bit more. And then to attach the little red nose, what I would do is put a tiny dot of glue on the tip of the nose, because otherwise we'll get glue everywhere. And I'll use my pick tool. I use the putty end. I'll pick it up and just sit that on the end there, so we can sort of move it into position where it needs to go, and I'm pretty happy with that. So now we've got most of our card assembled. It's up to you where you want to put the greeting. You can put it down here or there or there. If you do need to trim your greeting down, just trim it down. You can even flag the ends if you choose to do so. And I've popped this up on dimensionals as well. Just peel those little backings off. And I'd actually pop it up in this corner here. Then we've got our little embellishments that we add. So we can, it's always suggested to add the embellishments sort of in a triangular shape and to use an odd number of embellishments. I don't know why it is, but apparently with florists it's more aesthetically pleasing with flower arrangements and stuff, and they recommend it for embellishments too. So there we have our completed card. It's a really cute, lovely card that we can use for Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed that. Happy stamping, and stay tuned for the next one.